Today on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas, we're going to make some Hungarian stuffed cabbage. My mom's recipe, stay tuned. Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. My name is Doug, and today we're going to make something that is very close and dear to my heart, and that is Hungarian stuffed cabbage. Stay tuned. Okay, so this recipe was pretty much my mom's. I kind of tweaked it a little bit, but it's basically her recipe. And growing up, oh my gosh, how many times did I eat Hungarian stuffed cabbage? And I loved it. And I know when I was very little, I didn't want to eat the cabbage and I would just eat the meat part. But then as I got older, I really loved the cabbage. And and it's just one of my favorite things to make because once again, I always think about my mom and what a wonderful cook she was. She was just an awesome, awesome cook. So hopefully you'll enjoy this recipe. I'm going to take you through all the steps and how to make it, and stay tuned. Now, about 6 years ago, I posted a Hungarian stuffed cabbage recipe, and that one included cheese. But I'm not using the cheese. I want to stick to pretty much how my mom made it. All right, this is pretty as close as possible as she made it. Now, I am going to use 1 pound of ground pork and 1 pound of ground beef. I can't remember if my mom just used the pork, but I'm going to mix the two. All right, now let's start. Okay, so one of the first things you want to do is make your sauce. Now, this is a tomato-based sauce, and I'm using two 15-ounce cans of Hunt's tomato sauce, plus a little more than a tablespoon of Hunt's tomato paste. And I have it in this pot here, and pretty much all I did was add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 bay leaf, and 1 teaspoon of Hungarian sweet paprika. Very important. This Hungarian sweet paprika is the key to this dish, so you have to get it. It's the Szeged brand, and you can find it on Amazon, or you can look for it in your local grocery store. I know in Texas, I believe it's Central Market that sells it too. Maybe Market Street, I'm not sure. So look around for it. So you're just gonna put it in a pot and heat it for around 10 minutes, stir it every now and then, and that's gonna be your sauce. You also need to cook up 1 cup of long grain rice. I'm using jasmine rice, and you just want to follow the directions. 1 cup use 2 cups of water for 1 cup of rice, and just follow the directions. Put it in the water, let the water boil. Once it boils, lower the heat, and then simmer it for around 7-8 minutes or so until the rice is cooked. And I always put in about 1/2 teaspoon of butter too. All right, so now let's move on to the next step. Okay, so the next step is we're going to be using about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and I'm just going to eyeball it. And on a medium flame, I'm going to be cooking up our onions. We're using a little more than 1 cup of yellow onion that I've chopped very finely. So we're going to cook that up first for around 6 minutes or so, 7 minutes, until it's soft and translucent. And then we're going to add 3 garlic toes to it. It's minced. Chop it up very small, mince it, and then add that and cook it for an additional minute. So I'm adding my onions. And remember, this gets cooked up for around 6-7 minutes. I am going to add a little salt and pepper to the onions. maybe half a teaspoon of salt. Maybe about half a teaspoon of black pepper. Give that a nice stir. Okay, so you can see my onions are cooking up very nicely. They're getting translucent. That's what you want. And it's been about 6 minutes. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my 3 garlic toes that have been minced. And I'm going to cook that up for about a minute, along with the onions. I love the way garlic and onions smell. Brings back so many memories of my mom cooking in the kitchen. Okay, so if you notice, I have a pot back there. I need to boil the water first. Here's my cabbage. Now, if you can get 1 large cabbage, that's what you're going to need. If you can't find 1 large one, then get 2 medium-sized ones. But we're going to be using around 12 leaves. Now, this is an organic cabbage, so make sure, and it doesn't matter if it's organic or not, but make sure you always wash your cabbage. And basically where the core is right here, that stem part, we're going to cut that out. And I'm just using a paring knife here to do that. Just inserting some cuts going around. Because we want to get that core out. And we're going to put the entire cabbage into the boiling water. Okay. And there, we got it out. All right, so this is what we're going to be putting in the boiling water. Now, while we are waiting for our water to boil, we're going to start making our mixture. So I have 1 pound of lean beef that I'm going to use. You need a big bowl, by the way. And I'm just going to make sure your hands are always clean. I always say that in all my videos. We're just going to break up that ground beef. For ground pork, I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of break it up. Okay, so for our meat mixture, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of that sweet Hungarian paprika and just sprinkle it all on the meat. Next, I'm going to add the onion and garlic. We're going to add about a teaspoon of salt and about a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. Now we're going to add our 4th cup of chopped up parsley. Give that a nice mix together. We have our cooked rice here. And just combine that. Now I'm going to add 1 large egg. You can leave the egg out. You don't have to add the egg. The egg is really to combine it together. So I'm just going to beat up 1 egg. Now, if you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it because The mixture, when it's wrapped in the cabbage, it'll do fine. So I'm just going to add that egg. And then mix that. I'm going to add just a little bit of onion powder, probably like a teaspoon, and about a teaspoon of garlic powder. You want it to be very flavorful, and this looks like a nice mixture. Let me show you the mixture. So that's what it looks like. All right, so now we got to cook up our cabbage, and then we'll start preparing our cabbage rolls. Stay tuned. You can see our boiling water. I'm going to gently place the cabbage in there. Now, one thing, make sure that the stem side is up, and we're going to cook that for around 7-8 minutes in the boiling water. So as you can see, that you're going to start to see some of the leaves start falling off, and that's what you want. We're going to be using tongs to help us peel them off, but you want to leave it in here for around 7 to 8 minutes. And it's simmering. Okay, so I wanted to show you real quick. So once you have your cabbage leaf, so you can see how beautiful that looks. Now this part here is a little hard, so you don't want that. You want to take that out. Okay, so just trim that out like that. And anything that's a little, you might want to kind of not make it as hard, but I think that'll be fine. We're going to start to fill our roll. Now I have mixture here, and I'm going to kind of put it into almost like a log format. And then I'm going to bring it in and then start rolling it. Bring it in and roll. Okay, that's how we're going to do our cabbage rolls, just like that. Let me show you one more time. Here's another one. This part is a little thick. I'm going to take that out. Let's see if I could trim this a little bit. Yep. All right, the rest of it looks great. I'm going to get, it's definitely more than a tablespoon. Make it into like a log, like that. Bring it in, the sides, and then roll. Okay. If you have any openings, like that looks like that could be an opening, you can get a little cabbage and just patch it if need be. All right, so I'm going to continue making my cabbage rolls, and then we're going to place them in our Dutch oven with our tomato sauce. Okay, awesome. So once we have our cabbage rolls done, then we're going to start to fill up our Dutch oven. Now, what you want to do with your sauce is you want to get a scoop and layer some sauce at the bottom. And then we're going to start to place our cabbage rolls in there. Now, I use two medium-sized cabbage, I should say. So, and like if you notice, like this one has a little spot. If you see any spots that have torn, just get some extra cabbage and patch it up. That's all you have to do. Okay, I'm just going to add a little salt on top, and then I'm going to add more sauce. because we are doing layers. These look so good. Gosh, it just brings back so many memories of my mom. Now, this is a really awesome dish to make any time of the year. I know my mom used to make it any time of the year, but she always made it around springtime too. She definitely made it around springtime. And this would be a great dinner to make for Pentecost. Now, Pentecost, if you're not familiar, after Easter, there's 50 days of the Easter season. And this year, I believe it's May 24th is Pentecost. And you can make this dish because of the red sauce. So red is very symbolic for Pentecost. It's when the Holy Spirit came and the apostles were and plus followers were speaking in different tongues. And so red is just an awesome color to use. Oh, I see my bay leaf. Gotta take my bay leaf out. And so I'm gonna just continue putting the sauce over this. And you can use the rest of these cabbage leaves too and cover it so it doesn't go to waste. Okay, just like that, a little salt and pepper on top. And we're gonna put this on a low flame and cook it for around an hour, okay? And when we come back, we'll have a taste test. Stay tuned. It smells so good. Still has about 30 minutes to go. I can't wait. But I wanted to take this time to say, yes, this is a really great dish to make for Pentecost. And Pentecost, once again, is celebrated the 50th day after Easter, as it's stated in the New Testament book of Acts. It is said that the Holy Spirit descended upon the apostles and the followers of Jesus, and then they began to speak in tongues, and which symbolized the spreading of the message of the gospel. And that's actually the birthday of the Christian church, because that is when the apostles began to spread the gospel of Jesus. So with this red sauce and the color red, I think it would be a really awesome meal to make 50 days after Easter. But like I said before, you can make it any time of the year. But I think it's just really an awesome meal to make. Okay, so it has about another 5-10 minutes to go, and this is what it looks like so far. Look at that. And it smells so good. I cannot wait for a taste test. Okay, I can't wait. It looks so good. Ugh. The meat is cooked perfectly. Now for a taste. I usually like to put a little dollop of sour cream with it. This actually does bring a tear to my eye because it tastes almost like hers. So good. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us today on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe, and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye.